I'm not the guy who wakes up before sunrise for anything but coffee. Yet there I was at 5:47 a.m., trimming roses for my daughter Sarah's backyard wedding. The lawn was perfect, chairs in clean rows, string lights ready. I told myself if I made everything flawless, maybe life would follow. I'd been married to Claire for 25 years. Lately, she wore perfume to run errands, guarded the finances to help me, and smiled at our future son-in-law Michael like he hung the moon. He was polished, BMW, perfect hair, expensive teeth. Claire adored him immediately. I tried to like him for Sarah's sake. At 8 a.m., Sarah shuffled in for coffee, eyes rimmed red. "Dad, do you think Michael really loves me?" It felt like the floor dropped out. She whispered, "He spends more time with Mom than with me." She listed the odd texts, the quiet laughter in rooms that went silent when she walked in. I told her we could hit pause on everything if she felt off. She nodded, but the conflict in her eyes said she was fighting a battle alone. Around 10, Michael's BMW slid into the driveway. Claire practically ran to the door. She'd changed into a nicer dress, full makeup, the kind of smile I hadn't seen in years. They disappeared into the living room. I stared from the kitchen window, then did the stupid thing. Slipped outside and crouched behind Claire's hydrangeas with my cracked phone like some out-of-shape private eye. Through the window I saw it, his hand on her waist, her hand on his arm, heads too close. Then the kiss. Not a slip. Not a mistake. The kind you've practiced. I started to stand, ready to blow it all up, when movement upstairs stopped me. Sarah. She was at the hallway window watching the same scene. Our eyes met. No surprise on her face, just exhaustion. She came outside, grabbed my arm, and hissed, "Not yet, please." Then, "I already know, Dad. It's worse than you think." She led me to the side of the house. Hands shaking, she said she'd called Aunt Ruth 3 weeks ago. Claire's older sister, a retired cop who never liked Claire and had instincts like a bloodhound. Sarah had hired her. Ruth followed them, pulled bank statements, photos, timestamps. "Hotel rooms," Sarah said flatly. "Coffee shop in the next county every Tuesday and Thursday. We have everything." My knees wobbled. "That's the worst." "No," Sarah swallowed. "Mom's been stealing from us." Ruth found transfers, forged signatures. "The joint savings you think has 80 grand? It's about 3,000. She took loans against your 401k. My college fund? Gone." "How much?" "Ruth says close to 400,000 at least. Later I'd learn it was more." My pulse roared in my ears. Sarah kept going. "Some money went to Michael, rent, car, cards. Some to a woman named Jessica Thornton. 16 years of monthly payments." She showed me a photo of a teenager. The kid looked like me at 16. Same eyes, nose, jaw. "Dad, it's not your kid," she said quickly. Ruth checked. "It's Claire's cousin Mark's. He and you look like twins on Grandma's side." Mark bailed. "Mom's been paying Jessica to keep it quiet. Ruth thinks Mom kept it secret, so if she ever needed leverage, she could discover your secret son and play the martyr." I leaned against the garden shed, dizzy. My marriage wasn't an affair. It was an operation. We drove to Ruth's place. Her dining table was a command center. Laptops, folders, photos, a corkboard with string. She slid a thick folder to me. "This is court clean," she said. "The rest is for your blood pressure." She walked me through it. The savings, bled dry by small transfers. The 401k, multiple loans with my forged signature and the minimum payments made from our joint account. My money paying interest on my stolen money. Sarah's fund emptied months ago. There were 3 new credit cards in my name. Jewelry purchases Claire never wore, $75,000 bought for herself, handed to Michael, pawned for cash. Ruth even had the pawn shop routine. Michael's texts, thanks to a not-so-secure iCloud backup, showed cocaine buys, hotel codes, Claire's book club nights that never existed. Ruth clicked a spreadsheet. Color-coded columns. "You're out around 600 grand when the cards and interest hit," she said. "The affair with Michael is 8 months old. 2 prior affairs in the last decade with similar money trails." Something inside me went cold. "What do we do?" I asked. Sarah answered. "We ended at the wedding, publicly, with proof." Ruth had already spoken to the venue's AV guy. She prepared a slideshow labeled Wedding Presentation, Final. It opened with sweet family photos and then pivoted to the evidence: timestamps, hotel entries, bank highlights, signatures in red circles. She'd also called a detective she knew. Michael's embezzlement of elderly clients put him on their radar. They'd come if we wanted. A process server was on standby with divorce papers and a motion to freeze accounts. We ran the plan like a drill. I'd object at "Speak now." The projector would roll. The detective would move. Sarah would speak last, calm, clear, unspinnable. Then the papers would be served. "Once we do this, there's no going back," I told Sarah. "You'll be the bride who blew up her wedding." She met my eyes. Or I'm the woman who refused to let them ruin me quietly. Saturday came perfect. Blue skies, soft breeze, the kind of afternoon photographers pray for. The backyard looked like a magazine spread. I tied and retied my tie 15 times and didn't recognize the man in the mirror, older, carved out, steady with purpose. Guests filled the chairs. Phones glowed. Michael stood at the front, jittering in his tux, that polished smile cracked around the edges. Claire sat first row in a designer dress I now knew I'd paid for twice, once at the boutique, again at the pawn shop. Sarah walked alone, roses from my garden in her hands. She was stunning and iron-willed. She turned to face Michael. The officiant started the usual script about commitment and honesty, words that sounded like jokes. Then, "If anyone knows a reason these two should not be joined, speak now or forever hold your peace." I stood. 100 chairs creaked, 100 heads turned. Claire sprang up, stage whispering, "Sit down!" "You're embarrassing Sarah." I pulled my arm free. "No, Claire. You've been embarrassing her for months." To the officiant, I said, "I have reasons." Then to Michael, "Your speaking time ended 8 months ago when you started sleeping with my wife." Gasps. Claire's jaw fell. Then the calculation flashed in her eyes. Too late. Ruth pressed the remote. The projector hummed. The slideshow began normally. Baby Sarah, vacations, cheesy couple shots. People softened, let their guard down. Slide 5. Michael's hand on Claire's thigh at a bistro. Timestamp, Tuesday 2:14 p.m. Slide 6, kissed in a parking lot. Slide 7, hotel entry. Another. Then bank statements. Transfers in highlighted yellow. A 401k loan document with my signature circled in red. Jewelry receipts. A pawn slip. A text preview. Room booked for 4, code 6731, M. The crowd rippled. Murmurs, hands over mouths, phones lifting higher. Sarah's voice cut clear. "What you're seeing is my mother's affair with my fiancé, and my mother stealing over $500,000 from my father. Michael has also been stealing from elderly clients." "Detective?" On cue, Detective Hayes and a partner stepped forward. Michael took 2 panicked steps and got cuffed by step 3. Hayes read the rights. Michael's mother wailed. Someone filmed the cuff click 6 feet from my roses. Claire grabbed her purse and bolted down the aisle. Ruth casually stuck out a foot. Claire hit the grass hard. A process server appeared like a magic trick, set an envelope on her chest and said, "You've been served." A frozen account order inside ensured she couldn't move another dollar. Sarah faced them both. Her voice didn't waver. "Mom, you drained Dad's life savings, you took my college fund, and you slept with my fiancé while asking me to smile for photos. Michael, you used me to get close to my mother's money and my father's. I will not marry you. I will not cover for either of you." You could hear a bee over the silence. Then all at once, people talking, some crying, some furious. Michael's parents trailing the detective, demanding explanations. Claire on her knees, mascara streaked, looking at me with a fear I had never seen in 25 years. She tried to speak. I shook my head. "Business is simple, Claire," I said quietly. "You broke it." "We're done." The rest moved fast. The detective took Michael. The slideshow ended on a simple white slide. "The wedding is canceled." Ruth handed out sealed packets to each table, summaries, QR codes to a secure drive with the evidence. The officiant closed his book and slipped away. Guests filed out in stunned little clusters. By Monday, the story hit the local news. Bride exposes mom and groom. Arrest at backyard wedding. My practice took a temporary reputational hit. Nobody loves their accountant trending, but I kept my clients who mattered and added some new ones who liked that I didn't flinch. The divorce was ugly and efficient. The roses that once framed a lie now bloom honestly, thorns and all. I sleep better knowing Sarah chose herself, and the future, though smaller, is finally mine. Thanks for watching. Impels, like, and subscribe.